Speaking of Pakistan, speaking of Imran Khan, let's welcome Advocate of the Supreme Court of Pakistan, human rights activist and columnist, Muhammad Azhar Siddique. Azhar, my dear friend, thank you for joining us on the mother of all talk shows. First of all, if you would, tell us what you know about the current state of health and well-being of the most famous political prisoner in the world right now, the one and only Imran Khan.
Thank you, George. I'm honored to be in a George Galloway show, a platform that reaches hundreds of thousands. I would like to extend my gratitude to you and your team for inviting me to speak on the occasion. George, now it is an open secret that Imran Khan is being incarcerated for the last more than 1 year. He was detained, arrested on 5th of August. And everybody is well aware of this fact, that how his house has been raided in Zaman Park, how police and the other forces has raided in order to put a disturbance in Pakistan. But in any case, Imran Khan has proven himself to be a world-class leader, that he has not accepted any deal or any reconciliation in order to settle his issues. He is in the jail. He has been convicted in 4 multiple cases. One of the famous cases known as a cipher case, which has been ultimately fallen to earth, and he has been honorably acquitted from this case. The other one, in which he and his wife was sentenced and convicted, was an infamous case of Iddat, in which again the Honorable High Court of Islamabad has honorably acquitted him. The third one was a case with reference to an Tosha Khana, in which Election Commission, apart from exercising the authority which he does not have, Election Commission is not a court or a tribunal. They had disqualified him, and on the same time has referred the matter to the session court for in order to have a criminal trial, in which he was definitely sentenced, and thereby the sentence was suspended. And the fourth one was the case of Tosha Khan, in which NAB has charged him for offense in which it is a part of a history. And you are well aware of this fact that in Tosha Khana matters, I had been able to request the court to the details of all other persons who has taken certain benefits, and from 1990 till to date, the details has been so far public, but nobody except from Imran Khan has been taken to task, which shows the discrimination in the matter. But in any case, right now, he has been falsely involved in the cases of 9th May, in which most of the cases he has got bail after arrest from the courts. And recently, in 8 of the cases, the session, the anti-terrorist court, which has been recently appointed after a gap of 4 months, he has rejected his bail on frivolous grounds. But we are going to challenge it before the High Court as well. But right now, you might have noticed that he is not being allowed to have a meeting with the lawyers or the family members in jail. For that purpose, number of orders has been passed by the Honorable Islamabad High Court and different courts. So much so, I myself, being a chairman of Judicial Activism Panel, a public rights and human rights organization, has requested the court to implement the to let us know the facilities which are being provided while he is in jail. For that purpose, I had requested implementation of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, ICCPR, Nelson Mandela rules, Cairo Declaration. But so far, I'm again unsuccessful to have the details and the facilities which are being provided to Imran Khan. Right now, since for the last 1 month, no, the meetings were curtailed to a very minor quantity. Neither the lawyers nor the family members have been allowed to meet him. And while the final call of Islamabad, again, he was detained in jail, and he has not been allowed to meet the family members and the political leadership, for which we are hanging in the courts. But in any case, all eyes are on the international community, which are the guardian of the fundamental rights and human rights. And for that purpose, now the matter is before George you and as well as the international community.
Yes. Is there grounds for fearing that they may murder Imran Khan, God forbid, inside that jail?
George, we had in our information number, and we have launched a number of complaints that proper care has not been given to him. For instance, for the last 4 or 5 days, he's being not allowed to have a meeting. We are not aware of the recent conditions, whether he is in Adiala jail or somewhere else. We have not a definite information, and we are not blaming anybody, but liabilities rest on the government, on the federal government and the other authorities to allow to allow a meeting with Imran Khan. And everybody is worried about his health. And we are all very much concerned about his health. Nobody knows right now about his condition. As far as some indirect information has been approached before us, that he is in solitary confinement, and due to the changed weather, no proper care has been taken so far.
The government, the defense minister, recently raised the specter of ending the dual citizen law in Pakistan, where, I know a huge number of people who are both British citizens and Pakistani citizens. This shows their fear of the rising tide in the diaspora against the current government, who never loved them much in the beginning, but now hate them. They hate the government. I have never met any Pakistani with a good word to say about the current Pakistani government. That's why they're trying to float now the idea of ending dual citizenship, isn't it?
George, as you know, Pakistan is right now in a critical juncture. The challenges we face are multifaceted, ranging from political instability to economic hardship. However, it is a time of great potential opportunity as well. Of course, actually, remember it, as far as the overseas diaspora is concerned, it is about 9 million of overseas Pakistanis who are residing in different countries. And you can say 99% are the voters and supporters of Imran Khan. And this is the basic reason. In a tenure of Imran Khan, a vote of right has been awarded to the overseas Pakistani to have a direct involvement in political activities, to select or elect the candidates of their own choice. And on the same time, there was a certain restriction under Article 63, whereby the dual national cannot contest the election. And we are on a way, we have already paved our way that overseas Pakistan should be allowed to contest the elections as well. But right now, because the overseas Pakistanis are actively involved in the human rights violations that has been going on in Pakistan, especially the Imran Khan and his family, political workers. And as far as the history of Pakistan is concerned, most of the time we have spent in dictatorship right now, it is the worst kind of a dictatorial period whereby the fundamental rights are not being taken care of, not being guarded, and actually they have been taken away. Or for that purpose, very well, they have made a very drastic change in the through 26th constitutional amendment, where they had been able to have a Supreme Court of their own choice, Supreme Court of their own judges. That is what we thought, and that is what has been going on. For instance, they have decided to have a constitutional courts, and for that purpose, we do have participated in some consultative process, but altogether, they have now decided to have a constitution courts of their own choice. We have suggested for a most senior judges of the Supreme Court be taken as a constitution benches. But right now, do you know, for having an extraneous consideration or in order to fulfill their evil design or the multifunctions, they have only constituted the constitution courts in constitution benches in Supreme Court only. And as far as the matters which are now pending before the High Courts as well, they had not taken any steps except the same High Court. The other High Courts has not been able to have a constitution benches. And there are a number of issues which are pending before the High Courts as well. The issue which you are talking, there are actually two laws. Article 15 and Article 16 allows every foreign citizen to come in and have a safe exit from Pakistan. There are two laws. One is known as Exit from Control Ordinance 1961, and the second one is the Passport Control Act. There are two laws which provide a certain mechanism. Interestingly, I had challenged the third administrative procedure to retain a person in a list which is known as provisional national identification list. It has no backing either under the constitution or a law, but in a Pakistani system, this has been going on. I had assailed it, and the matter is pending before a different High Court, before Islamabad High Court and Lahore High Court. If the constitution benches are working in Supreme Court, let's have a constitution benches in High Court as well. If, for instance, the constitution benches in High Courts are being established, there are number of issues which are directly or indirectly related to the enforcement of fundamental. One of the issues is the no-fly list, in which the defense minister has specifically, our interior minister has announced that they are going to put each and everybody in those lists. They are going to cancel the passport, and they said a statement by the interior or a defense or the defense minister is not only illegal but against the relevant laws. No laws provide a direct cancellation of a passport. For that purpose, there is a due process of law, right to fair trial and due process. And on the same time, if you are going to restrict the entry, exit and entry, again, a certain procedure has been provided. For that purpose, you need to have a certain criminal case being registered against a person. Actually, the statement which was given by the defense minister or interior minister having no nexus with the commission of an offense. For certain persons have taken a stance or agitated against the ex-chief justice of Pakistan, that is not at all an offense under the Pakistani laws, or of course,
no. It seems to me, I'll tell you what, I doubt if I'm alone, Azhar. It seems to me you've got too many courts and not enough justice in Pakistan. The labyrinthine nature of the judicial system no doubt labours mightily, but it brings forth a mouse, or in fact the cat that's been kidnapped out of Imran Khan's jail. There's more than one mouse now involved. Final question, sir. What happens next after the final call? It's never the final call. I would have advised Imran against that terminology. It's never the final call. What happens next? What are the supporters of the rightful Prime Minister of Pakistan going to do next, if you know?
George, fundamental rights are not only been infringed but have been abrogated. For instance, do you know they have imposed Section 144 of the Code of Criminal Procedure that more than 5% cannot protest single-handedly. And on the same time, they have closed all the motorways, the ring roads. They have arrested the citizens. And it's very interesting, a law which is known as maintenance of public order, whereby you can detain any person on flimsy ground. I had been able to suspend that Section 3 of MPO from the Lahore High Court, Lahore as well. The case is now fixed for 5th of August. But interestingly, moving toward your question, George, in my opinion, there are a number of issues which are pending before a courts. If the courts has taken a cognizance, for instance, but right now, registration of a fake cases, politically motivated cases, it's an act of political victimization. It's a long-lasting procedures. And our courts had badly failed to protect the ordinary citizen or definitely the political worker of Pakistan, Tehreek-e-Insaf, from those political victimization. For instance, you might have noticed, it's an open secret now, that how elections took place, how much rigging took place, how the results has been changed, and the courts has not taken an active or a proactive role in order to settle those issues. Right now, all eyes are definitely on the next call of Imran Khan. Of course, it was not at all the final call. Imran Khan, in the coming days, or Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, as I know, in the coming days, they are going to launch another a call for a long march, for a stage sit-in, or something else, which would definitely, directly or indirectly, this is not a matter. George, as far as putting a pressure on a government, has nothing to do with the release of Imran Khan. We are fighting the cases before the court through a proper procedure. We had never ever put a pressure on the courts to release Imran Khan on any flimsy ground. Right now, roundabout in 2,000 cases, Imran Khan is on bail, except those 8 cases in which his bail has been cancelled. But as far as the other cases, in 4 cases whereby he has been convicted, he is honorably acquitted in 2 cases, and in 2 cases, the infamous case of Tosha Khana is fixed in this week, and there is every possibility he's again gonna to be honorably acquitted from this case as well. But right now, what is the planning? It seems that they had decided to shift Imran Khan trial before the military courts. The matter is sub judice before August Supreme Court of Pakistan, whereby the establishment of a military courts or taking that cases of a civilian nature before the military courts was declared ultra vires and against the constitution, against which appeal is pending before the August Supreme Court of Pakistan, before a larger bench. And let's hope that matter is going to be decided. Even otherwise, as far as the lawyers community are concerned, they are standing hand in hand with Imran Khan. They would not allow any establishment of a military court. They would not allow any action which is not in accordance with law, which is a violation of the fundamental rights. And I hope in the coming days you would see the lawyers' active participation. And before closing that matter, you must be aware of the fact that how a frivolous, false, and false and frivolous case has been registered against Matiullah Jan for a drug addiction, in which he has been released on a bail. And another journalist whose name is Shakir Awan, he has been abducted by 19 or 20 unidentified and unknown persons. And today he has been released because we have knocked the door of the courts as well. I hope and I am thankful to you, George, for raising this voice. The issue is very simple. You have tried at your level best to raise the issue of enforcement of fundamental rights, that the rights which are being protected not only by the relevant constitutions, but the same are being protected by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, ICCPR, and the other international conventions as well.